Yamajo ene enyumri eba punch jumedie so ewo Kessben television ene Thursday 19th of December the year 2024 na ka Ohene Gyan na ozen kotem metrem ediamano na yedi Ghana ho enkomo nsama hodo bebre ene enyumri ayada pon so a ye bedwindwen ho na yaka ho asem na mame hya sese nyame adoma emodin na yadwasuko na yahwe after 2024 general elections, which is getting to about 2 weeks, aftermath of the elections fe yadi atubeni se nyame adoma enne enyumre menya Michael S.L. Mills ono your secretary in Shaiso constituency and the new patriotic party ono ebediedwa na yadwesuko ewon sem musanso ena captain retired John Jabari Ashanti regional vice chairman NDC ono so ebepiem ewo ha ne di nkomo bayanko na yanko hwe the electoral commission na press conference a omo yeye ene ensema omo editudwa no.
In spite of police presence at our regional offices, the collation process was once again disrupted and taken over by political party leaders and supporters, and the results declared for both constituencies without due process being followed. In the case of Ohene Central, a winner was declared without collating results from 31 polling stations. In the case of the Ablekuma North constituencies, a winner was declared without collating results from 62 polling stations. This is unacceptable. It is important to note that the declarations made by our staff were made under threat, and the Commission considers this as illegal. Those declarations, as well as others that have gone on in other constituencies, will not be upheld by the Commission. Fantiakwa North, Suhum, Tejerans. This enabled them to complete the collation and declare the true outcomes of the election. Though the collation for the Nsawa Madrajuri at the police depot was well advanced on Thursday, the 12th of December 2024, the parties agreed to put the collation on hold until the following day, which was Friday, the 13th of December 2024. Unfortunately, the collation did not take place in spite of the presence of our teams at the collation center, that is the Tesano Police Depot. This was because the Ghana Police Service informed the Commission that their intelligence reports showed that party supporters were planning to besiege the police depot. They thus advised that the process be discontinued. Ladies and gentlemen, though the Commission was determined to complete the said collation processes in the 9 constituencies on that Friday, the 13th of December, it could not do so without the assurance of the police. In the absence of that, the collation process planned for that Friday was called off in the evening, as mentioned earlier. The Commission is of the view that had the process been allowed to continue, we would have successfully concluded the collation processes and declared the outcomes of the election by now. In the light of that development, and as a result of putting the collation process scheduled for that Friday on hold, the Commission once again met with the Ghana Police Service on Monday, the 16th of December 2024, to agree on a new date. At the meeting, the Commission proposed Wednesday, the 18th of December 2024. At that meeting, the police indicated that they could no longer provide the Tesano Police Depot as the location for the collation process. it was agreed that new locations in Accra and Kumasi would be designated for the collation process. The actual locations and time were communicated to the police on Tuesday, the 17th of December. The police assured the Commission of its full cooperation and readiness to enable us complete the collation processes.
This happens to be the chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Ghana, Jane Adukwi Mensah, and Odi in Samahodo Efa Ayeri Coalition in MFF for election 2024 no some Edi Atu Edra. Now, as at now, some constituencies yentimi and declare because of when you any criminal security concerns and then Croneba and nay yade ho ensem ediaba 9 constituencies and besine yentimi and declare tierre de bp efrimu and so ediaba mianko the president elect, the former president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and the High Commissioner, Canadian High Commissioner to Ghana, Madame Mariam Manstrat, onene edin komo echere oral no emu na yankoni enti ensema the president-elect ekafa oral no meka operation recover all loot no yankoni enti no.
True. We'll look at with regards to oral operation recover all the loot. I announced the preparatory committee, and I think people are misunderstanding it. We're receiving a lot of information on things that are going wrong or things, corruption scandals and all that. Some send me texts on my phone, some call me, others pass through other people. We want a focal point where all that evidence is direct, and so that they can assemble that evidence. And once we come into office, oral is not going to be investigating people. It's going to gather the evidence and pass on that evidence to the government institutions that are geared, supposed to do that kind of work. And so we just want that if people have any information that they think is useful in the fight against corruption, pass it on to this team. That's what the team is about. And they're all doing that service pro bono. They're not expecting any payment. There's no expenditure or budget associated with the task that they're carrying out. And so that's the explanation for it. Yeah. And so I don't think that people should think that it's a witch hunting committee.
Yeah.
They have no brooms to fly at night. So I can assure people that it's not meant to witch hunt, people.
President-elect, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will share the Canadian High Commissioner to Ghana and Odi and Semi Etuja. Orano, Yedikan Edi Atuja say, Chairperson Honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, Mr. Daniel Domelovu, former Attorney General, Okahom, Corporal COP retired Nathaniel Kofi Boachi, Ekahom, Mr. Martin Pebu, private legal practitioner, also Kahon and Afe, Mr. Raymond Archer, investigative journalist. Almost a kahon. Na said the former president Dutujano, a kwa omo gada na se omo boaboa evidence anoa a chese amount for ya omo disika and as omo faculty kwanso afagana sikano on boaboa no mu wia the ama appropriate quarters. Ya dia sebi omo de be nhwemu and as omo de betata obia we the former president and the president elect and our audience saying a tuja. Mianko Archbishop Duncan Williams, and also Ekosra, the former president, a Bompire Mano, a Shenebo, say Ombe Biebe Bona, a Bema na Memua Obabediano, a Betuha, na Gentra, Yentien Sama, Papai, Edituja.
That you have to fulfill. And I remember that when we talked 2016, I had mentioned to you what I felt prophetically, that you have to leave. And at the right time, you come again. And 2020, we met again with Honorable Elvis in my office. And I said to you that, Mr. President, you are not coming now. You will come after 2020. So when 2020 ended, I was very confident, irrespective of whatever anybody said, that it was your time to come back to fulfill mandate and to finish your unfinished business. And I believe that by God's grace, who preserved you, kept you alive, and you didn't die, and you lived, and you are still here, will guide you, preserve you, and give you what it takes to move this nation according to his mandate to where he wants to take this nation to. And we want to pray and believe that at your term of office, that the narrative, the negative narratives that have plagued governments of this country will change during your term in office, and that we'll see a new and a beautiful Ghana by the grace of God. In the book of Daniel, the 4th chapter and the 17th verse, the Bible says that all the living may know that the Most High rules in the affairs of men and give the kingdoms of men to whomsoever he wills. And it is very clear that what has happened in Ghana is the fulfillment of Daniel chapter 4 and the 17th verse, that God has given the kingdom to whosoever he pleases, irrespective of what men did and the efforts of men. And I believe that with everything you've been through and suffered and endured, you yourself know that but for God, this victory wouldn't have happened. And so we are grateful.
Right, NT, we Archbishop Duncan Williams, Omrokostra, the former president, the president-elect, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and Odi and Semi Etuhua, Okasa, Ken Cranchesem, any Ishasem, Edi Egunu. So, after Mianko Parliament, Midikain in my preamble, and I said my introductory speech, Medituga, say before Parliament, before elections, not Parliament to sing. After elections, Parliament at the same. And I make an assertion that the Parliament is here to say, obeying phone be or the to social media about Valentine's Day. Na be me chase you oba. Near Valentine's Day na ewie. Na oba ni mumu chase be mano. That is what is happening in our Parliament. Now, Parliament before I ever got to abano. Na majority pray say a business is a no ka the other side of Parliament they metnasi na omo na omo ka ho asem na free honum. There were a range of about 22 businesses and I know be one very critical. One of such critical issues na a mini budget for the first 3 months after the elections ababa bebano obetimi ahwemu na omo de atue adwuma yefoka. And there, you na akwa bibia ho ni akotena ho na day ni nyina wasted. Now after the elections, the tables have turned. They say abaya obano are not or majority or minority of Parliament and now press it said the majority should come to Parliament now after debate issues for 4 consecutive days. Now the Minister of Finance have not entered appearance our Parliament or on file Bibianco Parliament. Na no ena kwa bibia honum. Na mekama sembi radio so. Na yasi abaya de botechi no. Enwa na de boba. Me literal translation, me nkase sana translation it here or English. But say na me translate the stick that is used to hit bar the techi same bar. Enti enei de ekoso Parliament. Yanko ne kohwe the Trimamentary ya ekoso ewo Ghana's Parliament.
We can perceive this session that we are undergoing. Just to get up and say that Ghanaians have totally rejected MPP and all his bills and all his encumbrances is a very, very unfair statement, Mr. Speaker. It's a very, very unfair statement in the sense that there are other things that have been programmed that I think that we shouldn't even bother to do. Why should we at this time take up any bill, whether it is environmental bill or social bill? I think the new government then should come and start because we are resetting. And I agree, Ghanaians voted for resetting. So, Mr. Speaker, let's probably, the only thing we have to do is to take the vote on account and close shop. We should not continue with any business here Because, like Honorable Okujeto said, and rightly so, Ghanaians have voted for the resetting agenda of Nkoko Nkiti. So, not only that, Mr. Speaker, apart from the vote and proceedings and maybe his end of service benefits that he's very much interested in, every other thing, social protection bill, second reading of bills, third reading, so that we have enough time to do Article 71 business and do vote on account, such that, yes, if it is not worth doing, it's not worth doing. Please. So we have agreed on resetting. Let's close shop on everything. Do those that are interested in that will further his own personal interest and close shop. Thank you.
So, Mr. Speaker, if you can probably avert your mind to that. Then, Mr. Speaker, the second issue that I want to raise relates to the tall list of tax waivers that the majority leader continues to present to this House in business statements. Mr. Speaker, we have stated our position on this matter. And considering the fact that all of these matters have been voted against and rejected by the Ghanaian people, why is the majority leader still putting it in the business statement and wanting to get us to work on these matters, which are so unpopular? A tall list, over 40 tax waivers, Mr. Speaker, and this will have serious fiscal implications for the next government. I mean, why do you want to saddle the next government with these huge revenue losses when you have been roundly rejected at the polls? And this is a government talking about coming to cut down obnoxious and nuisance taxes. And then you are creating more fiscal liabilities for us. So, Mr. Speaker, we want to serve notice that these tax waivers, we are not going to support them. So, please listen to the Right Honourable Speaker's list of priorities, particularly the budget for the first 3 months of next year. As for tax waivers, we cannot support you.
So our Parliament House and Parliamentary. Now these are the things you are going to delve in, talk about them. Na yahwe ho nsem enne enwumre na yaka ho nsem ewo ha. Medican akase nyame yadoma yenra Michael S.L. Mills oko Inshaeso constituency on a church for Edema the New Patriotic Party ono aginedwa ha ye twen say Captain retired Captain John Jabari ono oba NDC Ashanti no na ye titania otoso mienu ana say ebedi echire Edema aye chairman and I say vice chairman ewo Ashanti region obeba na afi yura ensem no emu at the appropriate time ye text line no betudwa na afi wo message a odi afaso na yenya daje na ya kenkan ede amount mamenko na mema Excel akwaba avani Chief, good morning. Hey, ebediano no. Ya tena no pasa. Good evening. Na boko de.
Nyamiadom boko. Mesme mo ajo.
Mejo so pa. Na me say from election anya den a yentimi nya ho.
Yes.
Ozo ya ka ho nsem kakra. Kobe na watwemienu ni ya Ghana koto aba. Na MPP de na mo ware hiem se ena mo nnwuma pa na mabo ene niema no ma yeye ewo man no monti. Na Ghana for ebeto aba ede amamo but ankoba ne sa eba na chese bura ya buru MPP no tade kura wenye bi kura no wahye na wodwane maminti o comment kakra about the election 2024, your expectations that were not met, and then what you take from them and going forward, the expectation from the government over take over from you.
Yo minia medawasi na mafa wa fidi kese so ada Ghana fo nyina ase ada santema ase na meko mabato mpesu asonso a nhia so mada wo bibiara ase free polling station executives, electoral area coordinators, constituency executives, ene party abusuafo a almost so yɛkɔ 2024 elections a almost so ebe so amayoku nim ama yɛtoto yɛ norma no meda obi biara nso ase na mewie a mapagya ne nyinaa nso de akɔ yɛn franka tuni a abato ɛkɔto no 2024 na wodi NPP party no anim Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia papa no so ono so na hobrase ene nim de ene ekwan a yɛto abanompo ewieye da ba akokora ma metwam biproni beka say less than 24 hours na NPP internal coalition yahyehyɛ yenim baabi a yɛdro ntino America tete so obae obagitu mu sɛ woda Ghana fo nyinaa ase ɛwɔ animonyam po a wɔde ahyɛ no no and me fa wo fidi kesi nso akyia obi biara na sɛ de menua wo kan no no krɛ busumi ya esi mu ne da ɛtɔso enso na yɛde esi hɔ sɛ yɛbɛkɔ na yakɔ akɔto aba asan yi akandifo a ombedi ɔman yi so ɛwɔ mfie nan a edi yɛnanimu yi no krɛ amayo ko the New Patriotic Party oso kokroko a me nso meka ho no na yenim sɛ ɛyɛ no krɛ Ghana fo ɛbɛgye yɛdwuma a yɛayɛ ɛde atom na wɔn atoa yɛn so nanso yɛkɔɔyɛ no sɛ Ghana fo dodoɔ na no so ɛwɔ adwen foforɔ sɛ mfie nwɔtwe a yɛde amamo no deɛ moayɛ no yɛhu yɛni asɔ nanso ɔbɛma bɛyɛ bi wama bɛyɛ ni nyinara monkɔtra nkyɛn na NDC fo so yɛnsɔ ɔmo so ahoɔden ɛhwɛ nti verdict na baayɛ no ɛyɛ Ghana for decision a ɔmo atekie na me ne political party the New Patriotic Party and I am flag bearer Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia yɛgye Ghana for anamotu omutu yɛ ni nyinaa etum na yɛsan da wɔn mpo ase sɛ mfie nwɔtwe a wɔn de ma yɛn party a ne yɛka ho no koraa no wɔn ma yɛ saa kwan no ɛma yɛde bedi Ghana anim ɛyɛ no korɛ sɛ yɛntumi a nyi dwuma na ebitumi aso nipa bɛ 34 million a wɔn wɔ Ghana ha no mu nyinaa ani nanso menim sɛ dwuma nso deɛ yɛdi bi paa na sɛ deɛ ɔman kyekyereɛ ɛyɛ nhyehyɛeɛ nti broni bɛka sɛ ɛyɛ process nti no eduru baabi a na wo nso ɛwɔ sɛ wokɔ but ade baako a ɛyɛ medɛ ne sɛ efiri ɔmampanin kofo penso a ɔma yɛnya social intervention programs ana policies a policy a yɛde ba etumi so obiara so sɛ woyɛ ohiani o woyɛ sikani o sɛ bi woyɛ hɔhoɔ ana woyɛ ɔmanmuni wofiri ɔmantifi ana wofiri anafo ana wofiri mfimfin so woyɛ kristoni ana woyɛ kremoni no etumi so obiara so no mmerɛ ɔmampanin kofo ɛkɔfa National Health Insurance Scheme ekofa free maternal care edebae osan ekofa school feeding any leap sika edema sebi ehia buburofo ne normal pi no na do danko akufo adon so emfie dunsia achi ono so enya ho kwan no ono so ekokofa bibia yede free SHS bae a eno de sese Ghana ha se efie bia enya so mfaso eno ene ade a me mani so se Ghana for kra ma ye kwan e ma ye beye saade no enti safie na ye di enimu de minim se Ghana for e de tumi no e de ama NDC for se omo so emra na dwumadi a yebedi ye no omo so de omo so adwene kire omo no omo so emeye miehwe se omo ka kire se omo ba ya mambu no a omo Ghana ha nyina no omo be ma omo adwuma aye se aban adwuma bi wo hono ma omo betiti mama na ye miensa anopa wo bi kubi awia obi kobi na anwumra nso obi kobi no menim sɛ Ghana for ehwe animu omo ba omo ka sɛ e-levy NPP kofa aban kofa ba ya edi bagigi sika sɛ ebetumi de aboa ye ho ede akyekyere ma no omo sɛ omo ni nso omo be ye fro ndi menim sɛ Ghana for dodo na no twɛn wo mo na ye besre sɛ yenya tekyere makro ana anokro na de kan na nsa ne no nura yenka na yaka na echina so yaka ma obi amfa nkonko fifa kwati kwan bia emeye na esa menim se Ghana for emfa nche wo mo eno ti se de mekan no yesom na yebetna enchen na yasa ahyehe menim se definitely Ghana for besa ma ye kwan asa ma sa social intervention miri ya mebo so yi ya sign de ne meyensa so ababe ka ho so ya de for nipa 4.6 million Ghanaians ebenya gidi akoto abakra de amount no na ayem se enye asem ketwa nti ye de we give glory to God na Ghana for so we say we do appreciate ade a omode eyema
all right eti no yenra Michael S.L. Mills na otering kan but me enko still with the election 2024 near some results are in contention now some because about 9 constituencies are yen declare over Central region be a womb according to the Electoral Commission some of them were mentioned or said under duress men kanasa near sign share transitional team no ensensem kakra because it looks as if say there is no synergy and as I'm fan say Korea enim as a way become we are no we are become yen share the disputed results no yen share enema surrounding these results because we know say under normal circumstances these results should have been declared the various constituencies about Caribbean region now can be declared, but some of these still are still in contention.
Well, my main son na wasibiu. Ghana yabato nhyehyeye ne ho na motu no. Menua enye se obi ene bonisirimu anase ye obi adwene na yede yede tumi no ahye Electoral Commissioner ensem ewo the 1992 Constitution Article 46. Se omo ena emra ema omo kwan omo dwumadi a omo die no Parliament intumi enka enche omo sese na momfamfa so ye president a untumi nka nkyerɛ se ha na omo mfamfa ana se osiwo na aye Supreme Court kra untumi nka nkyerɛ omo se aha na omo dwumadi omo mfa no nti sa tumi no ena ma omo kwan sese kwa akoto ababi a yenye nhyehyɛ a no ye frɛ no constitutional instrument nti abato a ye koto yi nhyehyɛ a na ebo ho bra na ye frɛ no CI 127 CI 27
127
aha inti CI 127 ena wo hwɛ eba baby a asemu ya ba Parliamentary Resource Declaration aha ena wo hwɛ Parliamentary Resource Declaration nso a eno nso ehon senkan no ye ka no wo Regulation 43 of CI 127 say eduru say ye to abano ewia was say a POBA presiding officer be a polling station bia no was say ye keka ma no mum dia semesi nyae de obentin nyae na no ya twotwo ya fele na do bi ye no ye declare sa de no e wo polling station no na ye declare ni nyina awia ye declare no kra no se obi ente ne ho ase se figure na onyae na CI 127 na saman ho kwan se was so to me call it presiding officer and say onye recounting e wo ha e grant no say after the second recount nipa no ntiase a ye coalition center sa ballot box na no ballot papers ni wo mu no eno no the returning officer may grant that request now inti discretionary inti say we are eno no na adwuma no afri sa presiding officer no polling station hono akwa kudru returning officer wo coalition center na sa returning officer na de article 40 regulation 43 of 127 is ono de nkrata na ana summary sheet na ye de free polling station na ba no eno figures na trotro no pen sheet ne so no eno na okeka bom na okeka bom a na wa ye declaration na sa nkeka bom no oso okeka bom a e was so okeka all the polling stations enye bi wom it was a polling station about constituency I mean polling stations 173 plus the special voting na a week before inti hono se returning officer no it was say or the pink sheet mako 174 for the presidential and 174 for parliamentary.
Okay.
owia wokeka no bomu a ɛwɔ sɛ wɔno nso ɛyɛ from 1 B and D and C deɛ obi anya no wakeka ne nyinaa bom no ɔno nso anya na summary sheet deɛ akeka ne nyinaa bom no ɔno wia na wakasa asemasi ana obenten enya sei na ɛno no yɛfrɛ no biribi sɛ saa ɛno no ɔno nso ɛsan aseɛ ɛma obi asan aseɛ so ho that rate no wo san na wo de akwa akoma ebia wo district EC officer and now they are called regional EC officer. Say, Adena Woyen and conform to the provisions of Regulation 43. The Electoral Commission, who say, a Jumana edition was and why Yamanensi.
It is a bare declaration, who say will be declared under the rest in Yanano. Of
course,
it didn't meet
because
the criteria.
Won't to mean concofa, so won't to mean fa, it be a polling stations 120. And could declare for 174.
Okay.
Debbie.
Okay.
Sana provisions of Regulation 43 and Tino. Yeah. Anna say easy so a juma. The returning officer no is an agent for the Electoral Commission. Electoral Commission is the principal and the returning officer is the agent. Good. Say agent no ye adwuma bi na nipa na o de ade na akwa akoma no no ono se nhihye ya mede ma wo no wa mfa so a saa ni mi a wo ye adwuma ma me no mitumi bogu.
Okay. Se mensum.
Me se mesuma o se faade e koma we indi se wo amfa nkonkoma na
okay.
Wo amfa saa kwan no so a mi a me mesuma wo ye ade no wo mimidin mu wo nye ma wo.
Okay.
Aha e na wo ntumi nkonkoka se Kessben asoma me se me nko etre ha na me ko ho no no ye mfa se media house foforo asoma me ama kwa akoye ade foforo nti Kessben gitum Kessben onyintum.
All right. Ti akoba say the laws state that say declaration in Yabapea. The next one is the call because Mate said the opposition is raising questions as to say EC go against the law. A says you declare we are court.
You see, declaration, that declaration word, and not in the vacuum.
Okay.
And yes, ubi art no anu abuntum no answer na declaration bebano. It was so fulfill conditions.
Okay.
Conditions precedence.
Okay.
That condition precedence and they say can all the police station boom before declaration will be accepted say a declaration no. It was so can all the police station no boom mo be say ampa police station no makabum. We are sa police stations no collated results no. Once we for one summary sheet no atro ama obi ehu edi obi ade ama no. Enti sa de na wo ye no unconform to sa provisions na regulation 43 na you can't call it a declaration.
Okay.
A declaration will be will be where all the conditions has been fulfilled under regulation 43 of CI 127. If you short of any provisions of that regulation, it means that that regulation that declaration
it's not declared.
Okay. And two, I'm saying nkomodi ayedi I'm say enye say ebi si Ghana ada ebi esi e Ghana ha me kai 2004 elections I think it was a true constituency. There was a declaration na pink sheet na e was any nyina aba no e mae omo yes a declaration no e call NPP parliamentary candidate ho 2004 Electoral Commission e hold say sa declaration na hoye no enimra no bo abra because one fulfill sa condition no in the Electoral Commission e can say that declaration no is not acceptable.
Okay.
It is nullified. It is a nullity.
Okay.
Until say the outstanding pink sheet abba. It is outstanding pink sheet eba near your declaration emma ECG tum say ampasa declaration na sa agent ni no me magisa adina tuma na any affected candidate betumi de akoko right now Electoral Commission says sa declaration no me menyintum and nobody can take Electoral Commission to court.
Wow.
It is only when Electoral Commission Adjatum have that liability. When you send an agent to conduct a Jumebi Demawa, we call it vicarious liability in law. Min na Madjatum se kokoye Juma famame. A Juma na koye me Madjatum se no kre. enti ho ntansa biara no eba me gitum
Okay.
we said there or say me nye saa de na wo kan ntum
Okay.
saa de no me nye saa na me se onye no enti onko na onko ye no said ye me pese oye no se oye wi a de abe affect no ono ewo ho kwan se wo de me electoral commission at the court. Say he won't win for electoral commission court because electoral commission say he has not conducted any declaration.
All right. Okay.
So for me, I'm say asemno and people are also saying say collation center won't win for free baby and co baby. You see, electoral commission no polling station gazetted. Polling stations here gazetted, but collation center is not gazetted. Yes.
The police stations are gazetted.
Polling station there, maybe a better abano. A honor yedi will be din akwa.
That's right.
Into kwa polling station register no. Kwame nsia akosua manu register no eboho uba homa meme ho ebia F180404. Eho sa police station e ho no will be omo to aba obi edin wo and they gazetted. Ye de ama obi a. But e ba se ba bi e be kan aba no e declared ye gazette. Enti yetumi ye no wa ha anase yetumi ye no wa ha. Enti omo pese omo be ka se oh untumi nkoye coalition e wo ba bi no. Wo ba mi nsia ye so a for over years ye coalition e wo All Saints Catholic Church Fanchina Bra. In this exercise, you're moving the Corbeges for Pokuari School.
Okay. And I'm quiet.
And you're quiet all of them. So, yeah, adia, those are almost umudi home common. Let us restrict ourselves to the law or the regulations, control the conduct of this election. Anything short of that, Mr. say, my fa patapa nigidi. And of course, media. Ghana for Sebi untumi mfa omu intelligence ni agro. I'm telling you. Se yakotu abe confidence omu reposu in NDC Ghanaians are watching. They didn't vote for you say in a ABC to extend to say school a house enquire over 3,000 future leaders because of this Tanguntino, ya kwashi school na agu from Jurebe.
Now, odi so one boy and for.
Oh yes.
I don't know the bomb.
You see,
evidence men are odi tier and for someone.
Asemu near dance here. You see, let us be straightforward. Asemu near dance here. You try asemu nubi. Okay. In this instance, a hene for na so omon penema yenye recollation.
And this
for na so omon penema. Adintra.
Well, that one I don't know.
Electoral returning officer electoral materials no omudi koko gu ho no no ehine for ne ko chesi omo se omo enkan
And this for.
okay na se ade ache
na se
yahye ho a because your process no you have been preventing them.
Okay. So that's why I allegedly someone
for me you see I am not the law but when I put the incidences together I think say but you see it is not about say ubabeji NPPC to and after that almost say okay say ehokrasia electoral ehokrasia pay sheet in there yewo enti police for me protection ni enkeka mu no wo say da wo pa fa court and this for na kasa o omo wie ya omo say ena Dr. Mane Boama o say sa press conference na e ma mi Jane Mensa ebe no or say useless. You see, we don't start arrogance of power even when you have not tasted power. You have not assumed power. We say sa asem na ma me be kan say ade na amrante ne ye no so obi say under duress ono no e no kra onye ntum no o say useless and the woman should not tempt them. And who call Facebook said the woman should not tempt them. Ube yadain, ube bono, ube kuno, and how be she Ghana? Is she not doing her legally mandated work?
Okay.
And who will say, mamini baby bia, Ombra IPAC answer. Oh, Fabra IPAC and Fabra IPAC. So, why recommendation? I didn't know we are also any Juman we are also waba IPAC.
I see.
What say me die, me see die, me I'm commanding you because the exercise is useless. Don't tempt me. But Brane Kotra IPAC. That is Dr. Omane Boamao.
Right.
You Kotra IPAC. Now didn't know one Mrano man article 40, 43, 45. Say onye na Jumano. And ye woman on also any na Juma. Now we are on IPAC.
I see.
Now what they will say on the end papa. Now what the end answer fast. So for me, media, you see, I believe in the intelligence of Ghanaians. Ghana for
They are watching.
a minimum say more media for so the echoes in Yano and then me police station officer back who says, hey, in the Ghana media, the echoes, yes, she dying. Papa police station ye say ye I crofire kaya into media only and I'm saying
Nasiaka.
Mammy Gassam to Ghana media no almost to say Ghana for ya almost money.
All right.
The power that they gave to you, Winya Zumu power, is that how you are going to conduct yourself? They are watching.
All right.
So for the media, Yema Emra
Enye
Juma.
So whether disputed or not,
Whether disputed
Momo and this MP before, were you taken by surprise by events? Per what is going on? No? It looks as if say Mona Moabem all right, but it looks as if you were overwhelmed by events, especially from the opposition. No, Oma who bomb the buy no, a carry or another carry you away.
Mami Gassam true. In every decision Ghana for take here, we accept it wholeheartedly, whether you're overwhelmed or not. Aye, almost to me.
Okay.
Ghana for to me,
All right.
and ya wodia.
Yeah.
And that is why I made you me. Yami say, all of a sudden NDC is behaving as if say Ghana no, or makwakoto every Russia for her, and no modiaba enti ubianka hubio NDC. But Ghanaians are watching them. Mami Kasem Tro. 1992, Yekoto about 1993, Yanko Parliament. All members of Parliament, 240. Na yomodia. Yanko bi.
Yeah.
1996, Ghana former 61 seats. 2000, they gave us more than 130 seats.
Yeah.
2004. Sir. Ye 2008, you see it in 100 and I think 114 no say 2014 sir. 2016 they gave us 169 seats.
Yeah.
Empty and what do you know Ghana for over 180 seater. The best I'll be to me and say Obe bre uhwase. Obe bre uhwase. But you see, 1,460 days, and I Ghana for interest in you. Any million days, 1,460 days, 4 years. 1,460 days near the amount.
Okay.
Enti adibia ubebiano. It shouldn't be about your interest. How does this activity, sir, and our conduct here NDC for you? And you know, to their brand here now. Or repose to confidence in you. Say, wo ba, amana ba benya sustainable job. Sa ankro 4,500, 6,000, omojina busumi. Almost be to me ajibi. Alright. That is what they are looking for.
Anyway, yeah, train say Captain retired John Jabari, Ashanti Regional Vice Chairman for the National Democratic Congress, Ebeba. Na SLD waha wakasa all right. Uwa message ya wadaruma na odiafa 0551 599 933 0551 599 933. Mampeke some few messages. Mesamba ni have heard the transition no and some na yatwaso. But there are some few messages here. Mampeke na fe. Good evening, greetings, Kildi. The president-elect has set up an operation to recover all loot. His supporters and sympathizers are looting stores and warehouses. Interesting times ahead. Abraham Ewaguna and Odiwe Abrains. Good evening, Kodi. Is EC not entitled to nullify a declaration if any of its officials violates the rules? NDC shouldn't behave as if Ghana belongs to them. I hope the oral comments from 2012, because that was the time corruption became a household name, when the ministers engaged in proper looting. Sedinam Tamaklo is a clear example, and those NDC former ministers facing corruption trials. Nana Mwako Ewo Enhya and Odiwe Abrain Enyumrei. We say good evening, Kyori. I'm watching you live from Manson Kwanta. Supporters of NDC and MPP should exercise restraint so that the EC could finish with its work. The results of the 9 constituencies could change the numbers of both parties. Mahama and his oral committee should not rush, else they may fall into a deep pit. Barumba head teacher Manso Akre, DA primary, and Odiwe Abrain. We SC teacher Eric Ewatreso, aka Obiara Hiesika. Ghanaian farmers are expecting President-elect John Mahama to increase cocoa prices to 7,000 cedis per bag immediately after transition. Bro, we and Sama Omo Eka. David Ewobebieni DB Abraham. Hello, Mr. Host. Tell the MPP man that speech even provoked Ghanaians, and because of their arrogance, that is why they lost massively. Where were they when Ayawaso, Techiman, South, and 8 killings during the 2020 went on? David Ewobebieni Odiwe Abraham. We say, if not for God's judgment day, what NDC youth are doing, we the youth of MPP will face them by the peace of Mother Ghana and Jesus in tea. One for the map. Anyway, that is it. Hi, I'm Rexford. Can you please talk about Awasi results? Okay, and come with topics soon, Rexford. Thank you very much. Good evening, Kyodi. Why is the MPP man crying loud? He should keep quiet. Watch JM and his team. Bleeding is allowed. Ken Ewagogo. Now let's come to the transition team. Now, accusations and then revelations, if I may put it that way. So, and there are certain appointments, there are certain friends saying payments that are not supposed to be paid. Yeah, more yeah. Now, money who coin as a buying house and money or more etna say na yen going out of power. Does it mean that your mandate as the governing party or minimum no abanaway? And 2, because I hear Conti, should we just do anything as we want to do? Yes, sir. Mamitio underscore as well.
Yo, Chief. So, Medawasi. Unim, NDC ni MPP ni abrantena or Sunday message say NPP for so a womrantie betumi asore no. Mesre sa abrantie no. Ene mrantie almost was adwene na say ma omo kwan a enkomo so ebetumi afesi NDC for no. Mesre omo say ye Ghana ba akopɛ. Yeah. Omo fa omo hwɛ ade a ekosi ya enya the Solomonic wisdom. I ma mi no ba ko say akora ne ntwa ne nem ba ko say dabi wo de fa man. Okay. Say you be twa akora ne nem mu de ba de na so ma no. Ti me ka kire MPP mrantie ne say Ghana no eyi nyina yendia ena se ade bi eda wakoma so na pese obo ho ban a eni de opese wo se no na chi enkonko se no me minim se no ma e kosoe ayere so abosum mienu bosum miensa bibia bekọ akoda na sere na mestre se ebia kase ameka se kura nyamrante ni nyina na ate mo so no mo media phone so mo fa mano entum minka se obi oye papa de bonka but obi a we na dwen so person de mra hye ne nsema wodi nsemu no ewo ma we sei mo omo so no mo nkasa enkyere omo na mo expose omo mo sade omo ye nenye. Well, the transition say that you would the buy a kasa mo kura na say ye free baby akobe na nado danko akufuado Ghana for year na doma omo to aba e man in prem so 2022 election December no kewodi na do danko Akufo-Addo na mampanidie no da ben na
7th January 2017.
okay
2020, no, that's 2021.
okay Mr. da ben ni besi
ABC 6th of January 2025.
okay and then so date say
And then 19 December 2024.
nti yemfa so obe na otwe miensa kura san wo nani okay sisi senior yeti hey wonim se Ghana for enkora omo kotwero omo wasi won sa brand bi kan wasi okay se emre bi aban afa se akora bi ekwa kotwero san so we na ono na etua nti di omo eye no na anu yi na wasa aban kotwea ho sika no mo de magana ai emabunu no na ankwara no mkotwero okay I think some says 120 million 130 million are we saying say ma aban kongotua
I saw the car also tua
sir
or the car also tua
nti
yes I release nie release
nti enkwara no a they say universities because of covid nti omo calendar no e push ye no enkwara na by January omo aircon because of transition nti first week in between ma Akufo-Addo entua na wo ba wo betua na se wuntua
anyway
and as a CA
so say mom whatever you do no mom no say na echo
wonim
because gidie ni omo ni gidie mamu because omo gidi sem betimi aye nema be because you are living
Mama so the NDC must know say we don't have parallel government our Ghana.
Okay.
We don't have parallel government. And from 7th of January 2025 to the 7th of January 2029 omampenida da mama ebeye na dwuma obian to mean subject no to any direction.
Okay.
And omampenida da mama a clear example. 2016 yekoto abano. Commissioner for Human Rights and Administrative Justice, Right boss. NCC boss. Yeura Domlovo. Ye to abanu wie ye no. Na otwe miensa achi. Na aka na awotwe. Ama na nado danko Akufo-Addo abano. And we appointed omunyina.
Okay. Meaning it wasn't the right taste. And I said, no, you're not.
He had the mandate. And
because almost appointed
possibly
but what choose someone
you will have the right to talk about it, and it ends there. Comments are free.
Okay.
But facts, they are secret.
Yeah.
I'm talking with facts. Enti, ube catch them say, enti say no, unim by this December, the biggest transfers I work Ghana has secretary or Ghana a worker salary.
Yeah.
It runs into billions of cedis. Are you saying said the scope and the size of Zikano? Who to say December salary ni eba bituyano. Government institutions be on cry 13th month no. Omon fan to ho entwe say sia ye to we. Omampenida da mama. Say woye former president nti. Oye ne households. Any omo ye adwuma emma no obasima Joyce Bawa Motari Ferris Kwachi Fosu no mo ka ho nyina no. December yi aban atwe omo ka.
Okay. Omaje.
Aban atwe omo ka. Adenti na won ka se wakatu ande won fanto na wo wi a. Aban any a power producing entity companies amadi kasubum amoma ye adwuma ma aban ye de ye kanea asiso so ho eja ye kanea asiso wo se sa aboso me miensa hyehyeye no dwumadi a PURC sa cash waterfall mechanism no aduru ho no wo se aban eni kwan so otua na be dey produce electricity so wakwa akotua electricity e ka omodi enti wonti ase na sa electricity ka no won fanto na si eja scan bi ankwa ankoto gas Ye nya sika ni bi ankwa ankoto crude oil e better na IPPs na produce e de amaye.
Okay.
You see, and somebody be on me omo kan me mentia say you see transition about the position of the country. E normal ye wo de me ye baby amaye aduro. Wo kwa wo beto aso.
Okay. Intinyes kasem abensi
Wo controller and accountant general's department. Homa dia omo ya. It is not subject to the dictates of a transition team. And most of these bills na most of these bills na it has been approved by Parliament in November 2023. Subject to the revisions of the mid-year budget of July 2024.
Okay.
Parliament ajatum. And now my commission all these payments. So as and when it will be paid.
Illegally,
you see, sometimes political fanaticism is supposed to be an ignorance about governance.
Okay.
And penifo mo you need to portray to Ghanaians say mo tijumedi amba be dinase. Yes sir, yeti governance ase that yes governance is continuum no. Na wo ye amama bohu say wo wonti ase a wodi ba bedi oman anim no ete say se wan nyante ase a fonim say ignorance is very dangerous than will be okutetu.
Of course, yes.
Because at the end of the editions and won't say. Are they therefore saying say October 2028 now by Sessan ye trouble December 7 no me review. Let us not do me yes e wo ma we say.
Okay.
Na nkakra sansem we keke nyina no Ghanaians are watching us. Ubeye bi se me kan no omo ka secretary no Felix Kwachi Fosu honorable kasa but also salary waje.
I see.
Members of Parliament omo konto kwa bo atwede twitwiri omo salary omaje se di akwa ye gididi kura no se e wo se esa pass budget no na ex gratia na e wo mu no wonya ne ntua ne enko e na ye wura napo e kan se na se de ex gratia bo so ba betwa mu yi ekufu adoma approve ma mo na mo meje so o wi ase enti me de ni nyina no Meka tre Ghana for say they almost ye na court down abobo ekufu ado after 7th of January on to me metua sika bia o habiu but onto that
he has the power,
you see
the mandate.
Some omo amebubo mu din Domlevo Joseph Water any they know NCC. You see when me say omo kura no appointment no they have a security of tenure. Who appointing na until so be reach the age of say 70. Obi entumi you know. I don't know what committee no on 29th December 2016. I don't know what say it's okay. But aban kwa kotua electricity bills are. What say there be? Okay, imagine. Say see ye wo Kolebu, ye wo Komfanoche, and all the teaching hospitals. Ye wo medical consultants. Yen fan say vacancy aba beta ho enkrofo yare ye pubi amoma hwoma wo say transition team di ma aban nya appointment now yare da yare paso anka beka say me nya appointment for medical consultants
Anyway,
and you know and no man be on ma and more so when you go to public sector assessment of promotion we say it is done on annual basis. Eje July na ye no ye commission no e what is so that it take effect on the following year.
all right.
You go through promotion exams, be an interview, maybe all right, straightforward. Ubeko be assessment, you be all the qualification. Was submitted. We interview results. Ya jatum. You be akekani nyina bominti. Se wo ko be a principal, one principal, two or director, one director, two. E was say ye nyina na sa afe no akeke ina. Wo January no. Ashawase because it comes with some no kofio kakra.
All right.
And you won't mean konko can say one man promotion because a ban of a bad next year no in your mind.
But don't you think there's a time where how do I put it? Because nipa ye nipa. Sometimes when you are living power, you may be forced to do certain things. And I say, free power, and because of what to me, there are certain things you can do. Maybe that will not help the nation. Udi kan kadam levomo die, wo kan aye omo maka charge mo die, don't you think it's high time maybe we look at those situations very well because they be a free power and me what to me me fatu me bibia I don't know about how mine.
You see, governance should not be done with emotions.
Okay.
I tell you. Ade a obi e between express your opinion.
Yeah.
But should it be said because you have expressed an opinion, you empower Debbie. And over the years, per what we've seen, with the exception of Omampeni Dada John Dramani Mahama, or course sign baby any boss I demand need Fourth Republic, me who is a president to be ade, Satumino, Ede, Aye Adebia, and Fakwem. So let us wait until say. But when it comes to say, yen sika some private entities or contract, or my year a juma edia my or my perform or my side of contract, we also have a duty to also fulfill our part of the contract. So I don't know, it is a much ado about nothing. Let us stop the propaganda. Na ye say Ghana na ye bechichire no. Say mabunu ani daso ye betumi amiti sade.
Right, yehwe aye Felix Ofosu Kwachi aye nsem ye ka ho asem sede ono present ne de na afeyemra.
Kwanso say basa bi ankoso na mom nsemfo abaako mienu bi ne pie ya na eye NDC afa ewo konum ne ye bonyo ho na nse no megine mo nsentro fo kwamati obetie no na nipa ahanum bi ana ahaduonum bi ye form adwuma mu obabi a Bank of Ghana GRE na ye form adwuma mu ewo sumase obehwe na eye Minister of Interior for police for immigration for wo sumase obetie na aban dwumako bi etue sika doso pro bi adi medwumako bi a ye ni sumase a ye hu kwan a ekọ ye tie ne sese abato ekọ sei na aban sesa ba ejidi se e wose aban a ebe konwa so no dwumadie titiru bia ekọ so sei a no mu hu mu bi se ne be ya no kredie ne pepe ye ne nkuntabuo betumi aye adwuma asema making eye 2016 ye to abawie ya saa aban sesa ko a yati bi ne yati bi no owura asafomafo na ogina hwa ma MPP no atwere kata e de koma aban ya teso ne se dwumadie bi ebekoso atesase ye fe nipa adwuma mu anase ye tue sika podro bi dia ma obi no e wo se aban a ebe konwa so no omasote no mugi tumu ansa na akoso ntina ye wan wa bebre se dwumadie atesa no ekoso e wa abra NDC afa e wo sa ba so nkoe so no ye nti ho hwe na e ha adwene bebre esanse na akoye se sumase dwedie bi sa no nti NDC mpenifo a ewo ekuo no so na editu dwa se ye na enyi sa ne ma ekoso no esanse nipa ye form no e abanya ebe konwa so na ese ti omoka enu echi no e ye nipa abanya ebe konwa so na ni o meyi adwuma sabu ntumi nkofo nipa mrem se me ni o monye adwuma wa abra me ni mu omo ana menti ho hwe ntumi nka se me nkotu esika bi wa abra nipa me tu esika na ma no me nim hyehyɛ ne nkitawodi a woni no wa me no ka se yate se ECG sika be ye 240 million Ghana cedis omutu ya madwumako bi a enye adwumako a enu ye nyina mahoden a obeka se ne ye hia ne nim ye nti omuntu a we adwumako bi a omni omdi nsawoso bi a ye nhye de hunu yie saa sika de sika edoso a eya aban futum ne be fi aba ena saa sudie no ba beda aban a ebe konwa so no eso ne saa ne nti na wo se aban a eba no ehunu mu bi nti ye se saa siketua ne nipa omofa fa omo no amo ntwentwe so asa efiada a ebe ye be hie bi ye hia ye be di hu nkomo esanso beto odwa se e wose yati ekuokutiwa bi momo hwe saa nhyehyɛ no se ne be ya bibi enkofa ye ni so a ya ba ba mu no obi de bibi abeda ye ya ye nim ho hwe nti am se saa nkomodie no ekɔ so nti aban no mpenifo no gitu mu so ma ye ne saa.
The president-elect transitional team, we Kwachi Fosu Felix and Otise Odinsem. Babakaya, the information minister in Abubakar Fatima Ebabontin Bekase Omo Anye any arrangement of that sort. And I pass in 2016, the same Felix of Osukwachi Ebabe defended whatever was going on in the Mahama administration. That's the 2013 to 2016 administration. That's what happened. Mesankai yen ahwefo se ye tweng ese captain retired John Jabari ono Ashanti regional vice chairman for the National Democratic Congress Babekainsa. As at now, Onya Mbai. So the program continues. Na afiahwe other issues honum ya was say yedi eho enkom. Medika ka say o message a obetimi e de afa 0551599933. Now yenko na afi yenko the president elect His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Omra ye obonto ano odi tuwa se eyeden a aban nyema bia MPP aban ene won a oye adwuma wo mu omafa kwatikwan so afa se yesika se yensase se yejapade bia no oba obefa kwan paso na wagene nyina ede ama oman Ghana na eno enam so Emma Obo the Deputy Communications Director Edema and as a Deputy Youth Organizer, and I organize, which I've gotten the position right. Basintele se ono na nkodi dwumadi no ebehye nensa. Ene ya ka say the former president enipa mako enum se omo ene preparatory team omo emmoaboaye information ano say omubenya information about corruption and corruption related issues na omongada but minim say yememu ha in Ukraine a lot of institutions that take charge when it comes to corruption Yoko honum and him say office of the special prosecutor num police for honum the CID for and a host of other institutions honum segment but say what is say kuya Omo emma emmeyen hwehwemu na mum omo gather all the necessary information and facts ya betimi aboa ma yetimi achi oman ejapade efri honum ye kan yesi ne yakahwe sabio babia ana aban a otim ese wo ha miense enko na afa yenhwe the oral committee and the former president atie say womo gather the various information na afei omo afa enema ye Ghana for dia no yenji committee no say na etie Honorable Samuel Okuyeto Ablakwa ono ena etitrani afei Mr. Daniel Domelovo former auditor general ene ho asema ba enwumre yakan sanso ena COP retired Nathaniel Kofi Boache okaho ena Mr. Martin Pebu private legal practitioner as a lawyer ni kese okaho ena afei Mr. Raymond Archer investigative journalist ono so ekaho na eso ma yenhwe this committee the president-elect say your family titru mo MPP mo nyuma ne mo niema amoye say mo amodi ana mo amodi aban sika no ya pe ba bia e de omo ebegira
unim asana meba no se wo
Fusukwache
boys bi no kasa aban no tutu sika bi private asana ya beba no ewura fele so Fusukwache boys na wo boy no o kasa wo say aban no etuye sika bi de ama entity bi a wone aban no ana electricity foot ya no mo eni dwuma di bia no you see it is clear Ghana it is governed by laws Public Financial Management Act 2016 and the Public Financial Management Regulations ni nyina ho e kwa first wa yibi to me the public resources e dey akwa akoma obi se omo sa de no mo ye no in conformity to Public Financial Management Act 2016 the Public Financial Management Regulation.
Okay.
Nobody will say what you are intino and now say maybe it was a controller and accountant and now the Bank of Ghana and they hold this account and the trails will be there. So sir kasakasa no and we
Okay.
if say adenanya no kra these laws ne act yamaye who show controller and accountant general or commission ABI Bank of Ghana so muntu SSK no it is there.
Okay.
Warrant ni we say nyina internal audit ni we say nyina that's so obi abe and me in the face of all these provisions let's obey general radio so now you see I will say it is propaganda that you are doing.
Okay.
A propaganda because you have the law to deal with whoever as obey making such payments na emphasize akwa mo no.
All right.
Nti omunya as Americana they should get down and work.
All right.
Sir, what's your friend say?
Oral. Operation Recover All Loots.
Unim. Mesro man penny mama. Say confidence na Ghana for the amano. Also me. Unim. Me who said we say no. I laughed off.
Why do you laugh? Obi akoyi ni penum etitire enum. Se ombe form framework na yemfa any investigation.
She say omo investigative body.
Omo investigate. They gather facts.
Omo gather facts. Nobody call him.
And they give it to appropriate quarters.
Appropriate quarters and
the minimum.
Okay. Ghana institutions been omo investigation.
CID for Yoko for NIB for
financial intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay. You see, Bason Kubia Ubeye the Ama Omano. A set Omano ne bo mobra. There was so Mano Mrano Ejuo Mutum. No Mano Mrano Ejuo Mutuma. They will have a secretariat. That secretariat, no, almost expenditure should be charged on the account of Ghana. That's the consolidated fund.
Okay.
Se nipa no onyi sika table obet transfer dia ye adwuma enkrata e betwotwo so enye ne botomu sika en wo de
e buy no be mine no na be
ansa na betumi ayesa de no so no e wo se e fa mra kwa so.
Okay.
Aha. Na mete se ba ko se omo adwuma no mba be ye no omo nyiska omo nya allowance omo nye no problem. So be e pro bono. Good. But for me, are we therefore saying that all of a sudden CID for need the competency? Yeah, police for ya even say will be you come will be at the shed diasi isi dancing is what ya police for to me you they don't have the competence to me the aye we say name okujoto ablakwa Remonacha Martin Pebu any Yura Kofi Boache any bit to me ayes ade no Yoko say Yoko say NIB no na
Yoko.
And I say NIB. Okay. BNI no.
NIB.
Are we saying say NIB all of a sudden we need the competencies? Between the aye tracy any looted state asset and state resource, they don't have the competencies. Be. So for me who you know, I laughed off. And when me say, Sa commission way, it's an attempt to do nothing about Asema or Mampeni da mama ekahe. And this is just a charade.
It's an attempt to do nothing.
Good.
So why are they publicizing it? Can one fanfare ne wo hu na?
Say Yoko, investigation. When say investigation from we are, they don't determine, they don't judge. Yeah, the court. CID investigation. A court. Near prosecution. Yoko, see the court. Even Office of the Special Prosecutor, Auditor General, say, auditing, all the covered entities. No, sika be emuna for being someone. To me be a one and some say, your friend, say charging and disallowance. Say to me, now. Even a true baby, a court parliament, public account committee. Public account committee also have powers to direct the court say ana please for me fa nipa no enko right eye oman no to me and yetwa bi e di ama omo enti the court always entertain omo reporter omo deba this committee omo ntumi fa omo reporter say Kumasi high court omo omo ntumi fa mfa pokutu ni anim ho kra
Maybe they hand over to the CID for investigation.
So, until you the CID nya dai.
Okay. Until you the own say non-starter.
Complete waste of time.
Wow.
Oh yeah. So is it this group? And we are. Omo report e court na. And said the court no be sia pam omo no. Oh,
I see.
Because you were legally mandated state institutions are more. And of course, I'm happy. Sadia will say, Abba Yasha say, even before Omanpenida that President John Dramani Mama Beshasiano, what's just our oral say? What is it, Mr. Omo? Yema, Mr. Didam Tamaklu. Mr. Oma, with the Interpol, Mr. Omo. One day they caught a dinner some nevi.
I'm going to find him. I'm going to find him.
Oh, my, but who we are? And Corana, my bet for almost
Okay.
Oh, my word, almost
I see.
so, and sir, 11 Emma are buying close to 7 billion. Yedi bi ya kwan yedi bi be fatness o ma no o mo to ho twen wo
nti onye no ansa
nti sa de we say no ho de say nam dodo nsan kwan na emum se ade no a eyema dabodabo esan yema confirm
okay
nti enkura no mo twen na mami nko achire wo se urofo zu kwaje e ka ze wontumi mefa enkrofo ma abaya oba won ebitua mu ka ma mesra no mesra no woni ukọ Ghana Education Service ahụ ya employ enkrofo be omo ya adwuma omekra na enwome abaya no wozo no all the fire enso abaya ba bitua mu ka yewura domlovo ene Joseph Ota na NCC foi akufo ado ba bitua mu ka so if I nipa backlog necessary 2016 ye buy no more necessary omo ho no ye be fa omo aban betu omo ka omo peni dada mama ba wo be na ban be san ba betua omo ka omo fisu abekai 29th episode 27th ena omo peni dada mama ekosan allowance increment ewo national service na yem say 350 or say 349 and or they call 549 with the effect of January catching say ba ebitua and nti lamentation na you see here I catch them through Santas run about 2 be kwara about a kwan no eda ho
tinyo no so mo
Santas ye nyinam
no
kwan na ko anwan kwanta no eda ho twen ho sa kwan na e free of anko eba nsawam honom no ene de effect o dua carriage da bia meka me se nkwanhia esi wo Kumasi Accra road enipa wo ha bi on behwero mo nkwa no asantema de hye ewu aduokono
90
I'm telling you accident si wo Kumasi Accra road ma me money of amom konkran abaye wo etinana do danko akufo ado ehye sa double road na se kono ngo de ye de afa akire enyirem eno no eda ho etwe ho mo enti oba almighty swami interchange no wonu se ye ya de atwa mbreman o eda ho enu nti sa paper asem no de o ma ye no problem but sabi se ade no duru ho a ene e be pendanta
anyway
nanso sa asudie no sro mo asokwa interchange omo ba omo betwa aso na wa ahensa Coca-Cola wa na nado danko akufo ado beto aso de atwam aputroja abigyan kwanta moyami kurom they say ya nenam gyache esra no eko kontrase no
Obeto aso.
omuhweni enye we ena he ba be he we but me de me say ayere so abosumi nsia se committee we ebe survival and me de anano you say 3 wise men be committee bi o man panida da ma ya na kwati you endi wonim mi hu ye na me see ewurade Ghana
Anyway,
yes I money na
all right.
yeah
We Isel Mills. Mebania Behre Parliament now. That will be our last topic for the day. But I mean, kind messages in the Bina to us. So insult and insulting our noble chiefs, tribe pastors, play a major role in our elections, and it won the NDC massive votes. One for Woody and for Amma. Good evening. Tell the MPP man to keep quiet because they also did the same thing during 2020 election. I'm Patrick from Ghana. All right, that's it. Is it today that MPP man knows about being humble? The arrogance you showed during your reign, if you do think NDC can do quarter of it, 2016, do you know what our supporters did? What did they do? I don't know. History will repeat itself. We have a short memory, as said by former President Mahama, by their fruit we shall know them. Leave the NDC to take Ghanaians for a ride. Posterity will judge them. NDC groups are playing with fire. Paul, Amihi, Aboso, and Oduwe Abraham. Good evening, Mr. Host. I'm Amos Sechi from Konongo, Praso, Omisco Junction. Everybody who is misbehaving must face the law. Greetings to my chairman. Okay, yeah, that's it. Odian Kodi, you see how MPP are so sober nowadays. Tell the man that there's a difference between power and authority. We told them, Kobi, as saying Praso, yeah, that's a Kobi, we message our dear brain. Say, we are begging JDM to cancel the NTC for the teachers. One for Udin Amma. So SSA Hintra NTC. NTC near then. Lesson training allowance. Okay, good evening, KOD. Please tell the NDC man, MPP man, they just lost 2 million votes, so they should go home, learn from their mistakes. Hey, MPP, That's why you people still criticize Kwame Nkrumah from Kofi Dako, Cape Coast, Sildo, and Oduwe Abraham. Ghanaians have seen their mistakes. Ghanaians have seen their mistake immediately after EC declaring Mahama as president-elect from Atu Boga Bedu. Okay, and also Edian. I pay for some trees. So good evening, KOD. In 2020 general election, when the NDC raised legitimate concerns about the Techiman sought electoral results, this same Jean Mensah specifically said the commission does not have the jurisdiction to recollate the results declared. Ironically, today, she is expeditiously recollating results. We shall resist this impunity with our blood. By regards to Gabriel, let's see doing coming MC for Bekwai. Okay, also Odian. Good evening, Mr. Host. Please tell the MPP man, the MPP man is not fair to Ghanaians because if that is the case, then they must pay all the bills before they leave from office, including electricity, NAPCO, nursing and teacher training allowances, planting for food and jobs. Clear all before you go. God is watching us. Thanks from Felix Kantanka Konongo. Felix said that same. Mr. Host KOD, the appointment of this oral committee by President Mahama shows clearly that he doesn't believe and trust the institutions in the country. They should try and fulfill all the policies promised Ghanaians, else they will be booted out in 2028. Baru, Manso, and Kwanta, and Oduwe Abraham. Please, with all respect and apology, when is the school feeding caterers, why are they going to be paid for their work done? That one I can tell you. And also, please, currently all institutions are your party boys planted. You wait when we finish the reset of the institution. I'm Ken from Kumasi. You plan to bring one day free gate talk. You can talk like this and you people lost. Poto. Anyway, papa, but let's take it like that. We say Isaac Takwa, good evening, Kewdi. Prior to the 2024 elections, when the president announced the price of cocoa, NDC went to all cocoa growing areas and told them that Nanado has stolen their money because a bag of cocoa should be selling at 6,500 or 7,000. The farmers listened to them and voted for them. I think Nanado should increase a bag of cocoa to 7,500 Ghana cedis before he finally assists. Anyway, good evening. Ghanaians voted the MPP out because of their corrupt nature. For example, they were charging people to pay money for unemployment, especially the security sector. But when you complain, they blindly ask for evidence. Isaac Ewowa and Odi Abraham. Good evening, senior, and greetings to your cherished guests. It is my suggestion that the MPP should start sponsoring such personalities like your guest to start organizing lectures and town hall meetings from time to time to keep the mindset of the citizens to the fact on the grounds. After his analysis of all the topical issues you put before him, I got to understand that indeed most of us Ghanaians are in serious trouble of intellectual deficiency because of the kind of propaganda certain group of people planted in our brains. One day, we may be told to burn our own country because of lack of proper explanation of issues, as your guest has done tonight. It's very appreciated. From John Sokpa, K2 South. Okay. Yeah, that's good evening, Kewdi. I'm Doctor. Oh, okay. Good evening, Dr. Kewdi. Good program. Keep it up. Greetings to, okay, we Honorable George Osei Asumening. And Odiwe Abreu. So I always love when I hear President Mahama say that he's coming to fight against corruption. How can he fight against corruption while Ghanaians don't even trust you? How can you just jump over fire whilst a lot of feathers are around your bottom? Please don't go near fire. From Yao Jemfi or Kumasi. Ena Odiwe Abreu. Mampiki be to be na fei. Membra Esehoni and hear what is going on in the Parliament House. Where is it good evening, Mr. Host? My name is Frank from Akim Kede. Please tell Mahama and his 5-member committee to start their work from Dr. Opuni's case first. Mahama is not president until 7th January. He should advise the NDC criminal. Don't go there. Anyway, Kewdi, up to now, NAPCO trainees haven't been paid for 9 months. Speak for us. Maybe I want to NAPCO trainees for come and Miss Remo. I'm saying can be emfa na and all right. Afi na yenhwe we so na yenkan. Say good evening, Kewdi. This oral team is made up of ex-looters and thieves. How do you justify that? Who need to be investigated first? So I don't think it's going to be impactful. Nothing will happen. We were in this country when a huge sum of money disappeared at a washing bay from a minister's car. Bars branding, isophoton, just to mention a few. Oral is equal to OSP. Ejare Kwejo Daniel, your student, at Wesley Day, Ejare, Minister of PE, and also they are brain. And right. Afe ma yenko na afe yenhwe before ebi abeko parliament. Mambusa, there's this blame game going on in your party. We nema you lose, we nema we go think away or think away you. Mami, you views about that, sir. I'm so cry when you're chafa.
Yes, I had the pause me explaining and I said me can't say no answer. For me, we compare I've been away to now what we were expecting. Our 2024 elections here, deep down, there should be a time for reflections. In that, say, me share the entire population, voter population, around 18.4 million or so 0.7 million. And omujitum say ombeto aba. Abatwa ye 2 years. I'm say nipa omo ekoko 2 years no na it is around 11 million, right? A deficit of 7 million people in this country did not vote. First, as a minor, we'll see say ade. Okay. It shouldn't be MPP. Or see Busia say aden.
Prior to the election, there was a survey and I said people are losing interest in democracy.
Unim mesre omo hold that mindset ne say. Omo koma na omo pray no omo fam kofom. When it comes to decision making, participating, I would prefer say ye kwa koto aba me party me party asem obi nkanepa wonto ma me kra masa aka na ya bona ye fa nipa kotua wo moka be na otwe miensa be bosome say ye kwa koturu di na ukọ bi na ye de krata de ama no sa aka na ye boye no e ma ne nyekwa
enu nko ahunti
ma ho emra mfaso what I say na uvia uba Ashanti region hanu monso a wo hwe nipa omo eto aba 2 million, I'd say little over 2 million. Meanwhile, the voters population or region is more than 3 million.
Yeah.
Sa nipa 1 million omo he. Your back constituency it is a we compare NPP 2020 ye my around 6.7 2024 nya 4.6 now. You see about 2.1 million. 2.1 million unaccounted for. Or more 2020 no. So 2.1 million I was expecting say enka say 2.1 million enka ebekwa akoka NDC mpodie ho na nka omodie no akwa akuduru woka 2020 6.2 no mnya na nka akwa akuduru bi ti say 8.3 8.3 no anka I expect and na nka ohu say oh Ghana for na koto aba but we no aba NDC for nya no 2020 no Ghana registered nipa over 1 million between 2020 and 2024 over 1 million no NDC in around 115,000 so over 1 million people but we share NPP the difference between 2020 and 2024 2.1 million on average would chema 276 constituencies in NPP in votes on average dropped about 8,000 votes per constituency.
Per constituency be
8,000 votes.
276 constituencies no.
Inti se wo hwa inti na yakwa kwese constituency bi a e bia 2020 when ye not more than 8,000 no.
On major day.
Be free answer.
Okay.
And that is the picture. Uba Ashanti region. Ashanti region elusu we share 2020 and 2024 Ashanti region we lost close to 500,000.
Yeah.
So 500,000 we chegu Ashanti region 47 constituency so on the average Ashanti region you lose I mean close to 15,000 per constituency.
Okay.
And the constituency be at 2020 and to me when more than 15,000
you lose it.
We have a problem here. And that is why we share certain constituencies there's a challenge, even though some of them you're winning a marginal, right? But still, that's the problem. So for me, before you set out to blame Obi Sasmesi and now Bentine, me propose and say, and I think your flag bearer are collaborating. Nyamiadum Electoral Commission at the album so no MI. We set up a polling agent say Ubi Obabe to be our market. So right now, every polling say 173 polling stations on Moise so me wo a template of Aboma, Omon Beto Aba Mihuni, Omo Mantu, Mehuomo. So what we are going to do is say, because Omon a bit me mind the primary reason to Oman Kwango. So you need to go to them? Yes, we need to call them.
Okay.
Yes. You see, there may be several reasons. Epia, mekwa kofre obi na ose wo ananu mishia wa asore dem wancha
me nti anu ko nti onto ma
nti ma wanto na secretary ma pacho.
Okay.
Epia mi police station agent bi bi hono ma ono na kwa akonya ntokwa bi ebi ye busua ntokwa ebi ye sei ebia o constituency officer bi so once wonya saa information we say nyina wie a then na se me na ye ka me ho asɛm a waba me ho aba bɛka kyerɛ me sɛ Kofi wo ye friend nkrɔfoɔ ba miɛnsa bi baako se anano ohyia wo station ho no wo expect sɛ wobɛkyia no wankyia no anano ohyia wo asɔre dem wo pagya no sɛ wo wevu wo wanfi ana wo police station bi e bi a branch bi wakɔgye ne girl enti abusuafo no nyina bofu what I say.
I see.
So it until and when we are able to get this vital information, Mestre will be say we should not start blame game. We need a formidable party to prosecute the 2028 agenda. And of course, we have statistics here media ma we nyina we ya. Unim say awareja ye ba ho. Na say oba ne be ma no mo nkɔware ya. We can bo ma etumi swift etumi bantentem na emom ba bia danger no say so oba ne gya aware na ba ma ne gya aware na okɔware foforo a enka bo mu no na ya yeden saa na mfoni amitwa yi wona 2020 omo kɔto about 2024 omo anto aba no it did not reflect in NDC's votes
Meaning
nipa no order so te ho se ne bu na afu ye party na e wo se ye kofom na enu mu kudi nkomo ebi kura mpo a na saa kokoo ya ye to mu ya NDC di kɔ nam se ye wi o musika ebi kura na obi adwene saa na te e be kɔ akɔkyirikyiri but me de mesre omo ka se na na adoda nkɔ akufu ado entu kokoo mo fa nkɔ 7,000 mesre omo you see ye so obufo nim so be wa do tra enko eno na parliament asema me ka be simu budget enko se ye gitum ababe 2 months ago no etwetwere yebo na NDC fo nim se Ghana fo be hye omani monyam se ya kom dia basahare so
ene be jatum den
be gitum
meaning some aka no munyi gide so be weni aba
na unim se ye kwa pass vote on account e di amount amo abehye ase 7 January enka be yewe
anyway
ene table na 10 mate say enkrofo ni bi si o majority mamonko eni say Mr. Omo finance minister eni yen leadership omo parliament party mpenifo me nua Jasen Kodua Frimpong Iwra 17 eni mpenifo aka Mr. Omo NPP yenko na yenko je sa budget ni ntum mesre say for the first 3 months of 2025 I was see etua Ghana foka o see etua wekeska mesre say de anano NDC for the year no ma yenyi omo bi yemua omo all right no oman no nyeye no oman no ye ya me akora mete yi me nua baako a o bene no ye krum o ya DC ni
okay unua
me nua no
okay
nti mesre NPP for say Mr. Omo NDC for eninya ya minim se nko be mia ye fine because after 2020 omo mia ye papa nenso ma ye nhwe de NDC for e de ye ko minim se stela no Ghana for yi ewo yi mu gitie na emu mabufu bi na aba nti de omo de ye no ma ye nye omo bi Mr. Omo ye de ko na omo adwene kire omo se ebia businesses bi a ye pese ye so omo asene private sector wo kan obu kokon omo asema some omo kan ne se ba sika omo de be ye omo be expand omo businesses a aban no ntumi so omo asene and we aban no na adwene so ke bi o ma ono omo edi nkomo under one district one factory oboa omo ama omo so atumi agina omo na so ete se wo hwe ye ba 2017 Anglo Gold ai oboase saa twema mentwin a na omampani dada ma aban ai omadwene so onfa sa tax waiver no ema omo ena ma Anglo Gold yatum na nado danko akufo adobae close to $500 million o evui enene Anglo Gold oboase asaba na so eni nyina eka ho enti medie mesre NDC for ma omani enkonkudi omo esgracia na chi nko a ade ede ba no Ghanaian workers salary for the first 3 months ewum nti media finance minister Ewura Nanta woni wabedi achire ene wayi utipen me sister abna o say asare o deputy Dr. Steven Amoa ene wona waka no mesre say monka motimu so your doctors omo ye adwuma hospitals your teachers are omo kire nkrofo ade your local government staffs are aja omo sika kurai ye fia bi na wo say abosome miensa ye ntu omo ka mo de NDC for ye no said de wonyumtunu kan no ye mo konko mo so mo ye mo agegire de me nkonko esa na no wo twen yase enti ye hwe betwe ase
enti omo nya na bia anko
omo pass mesra omo
right
omo pass.
But there are other bills tax waivers no in some of them are waive ye share we na
and sa environmental bill sa emra you see me I am beginning to see something. Is it that NDC the galamsey no propaganda na se na
reality adon
na se na ehwo se so mo be so mbeje sa galamsey bill na tuma na besro mo Mr. Amina ta besro fa ko na yenko na yenko twitwa sa de na ma aban ho kwan se yem forest reserve ebi etumi obi peme so nko no ni nyina ka ho besro mo me de me mani ewo so ene se Ghanaian workers wo marketua a free January February March was a vote on account and it was a share one some cano omun kwenti yenko
na moko pass
yenko pass ivia ye dija NDC abai na Ghana fo hu se even though ye ba omo nim ba besro omo enim adom yensa anka nenso adwemboni ni tirim se ye be ma Ghana fo eho akire omo dachi bi yenya kwan ne yesan ba de bia social intervention policies ne de ba no yesi mu se ekwa akotrase yesan akotrase adwen foforo ye de kese pa beba e ma Ghana ni bia enya so emfaso
yo we Michael Esel Mills, Secretary in Shaiso Constituency NPP, and out in Kano Medikai Aka, and I'm repeating it so many times on the show. Nanka Yeshen say Captain retired John Jabari, Ashanti Regional Vice Chairman for the NDC, Babe Kayensa. Nenso went to me and Mabe Kayensa.
What are the national security?
So, you were so anasa na memfa messages in wie na fe yen sorry jumedie no eso since January 2024 up to the 19th December, Zoom Lion workers have not been paid. Why? From Atuberga Bedu. Okay, Zoom Lion, then them say a contract.
Sajumedi best abai say one Zoom Lion for ejuma for no enka because I'm not sure say the government owns Zoom Lion. Even if it has, and yet as long as Zoom Lion for no said you must see only or more beneficiaries. And I mean it is becoming too much.
All right. The yet Captain Jabari said the kind or more operations. Until you see a burasso or my coaches fertilizers be brave to your horn or year, you might tell me to wait to me.
Is it one of Minister for Fertilizer?
Until Captain to me, I'm bad. The entire went to me, I'm bad. What your operations the day.
What's so many as a pepper? Some by TV with
Nana matter for since when did all Ghanaians voted for president as much as the people who vote in this election was able to elect as president? Then Ghanaians voted the MPP was lucky that they claimed that their people did not vote because if they were going, then the gap would have been wider than that. Okay, Nana Mameda say, we did not vote because of delegate system. You pay 25,000 for each delegate. And Prince Man, so until Monte Rus and Emily B, but I think that you look at all those things area. Please, some of your MCs are not working for Ghanaians, but only some chiefs. Until we definitely
we will have to go back.
Yes.
Answer no be get your facts right.
Okay.
So we necessarily solve problem now. Because you know what the issues are. ɛma adwuma no ɛyɛ mmerɛ.
Right, Meda Aye Michael Essel Mills as say Oko in Shazo constituency MPP mu ono na echwochwofo otropa ne peneka pa ono eba Captain Jabari adika dia tudwase na kese watch fertilizer for Brasso area so fertilizer ba chenya simkuma ti ono so ntimi ameka ensa ye beda akua PSA asare bedi akon ase yewedie no ono na ehyehyeye metene ma lawyer Ohene Gyan medin Edekwabena Owusu Dankwa. Bye bye.